All right, everybody, we're here with Janine Akers she's the Chief Crackerologist at Crackerology, which I love the name. I always love when companies give you the ability to do unique names to it. It adds a little personality to the brand, which I think is great. Janine, thank you for being here. I ran into you at Craft Beer Professionals up in Portland, Maine. Got thoroughly excited about what Crackerology is bringing to the market, not only just purely to the general snack market, but specifically for, our audience, the craft breweries, the tap rooms, things like that. So it was great to meet you there. Good, glad, I'm so happy to get you on here so we can talk more about this and how breweries can really embrace this gourmet snack and elevate kind of a customer experience as well, to make a little bit of cash in their pocket too. So, Janine, please introduce yourself, who you are, and how you got started with Crackerology.
Sure. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for having me and inviting us. We had some fun conversations at the conference. So, yeah, my name is Janine, and about 3 years ago, I decided that launching a cracker company was a really fun, smart idea. Every day, I think it's a really fun, smart idea, and maybe not the smartest, fun idea all at the same time. It's like the soup of entrepreneurship, right? That I'm sure a
Totally.
lot of your viewers can relate to. I'm a very fortunate person that I've been a serial entrepreneur most of my life. My husband and I are both entrepreneurs, so we're foolish and we're a dual entrepreneur family, but it has served us well. So that's been okay. And yeah, so during the pandemic, COVID, everybody's favorite past topic, I
Yes.
played a lot of cards and had a lot of fun with some really great friends of mine, really wonderful business women that were willing to be my business partners. And during that time, we were always making all kinds of fun little canapes and snicky snacks, charcuteries, all the rage. Once you can say charcuterie, I mean, you're kind of like in the A group, you know.
It's like
And
Worcestershire, right? Like
it's
you got to have a
right.
skill set. And
Yeah.
I
Or
probably said that wrong.
no, you said it's sriracha, try to spell it and say it. It's got a hidden R that nobody knows is in there. Um, but I approached them and said that I had this cracker recipe that I had been making for my family for a long time. And we started noodling on the idea, and one thing led to another, like most things. And where we've landed today isn't necessarily where we started in the ideation, but our snack kits have become very popular coast to coast in a number of different verticals, specifically in the market that you enjoy and you work with. We've had some great success, and yeah, happy to be here to talk about it a little bit.
I love it. So yeah, talk a little bit about maybe your first introduction to bringing Crackerology into breweries. It sounds like that wasn't your first spot to go to or to enter into that part of the market. What was that first experience or exposure? And obviously it's taken off a little bit, and maybe some success behind what started your focus really into that segment.
Sure. So we actually started out with our two of our popular products are our wine crackers. So really what launched our company, like I said, the recipe that I had been making for my family is our red wine and rosemary cracker. It's a savory shortbread type cracker. I know you've had it because I made samples there for you. It's delicious.
I will
Um,
back that up. Very delicious. Yes.
yes, the viewer has to trust at this point. And it's interesting because I love wine. Love the wine you're with, and I love beer. Love the beer you're with. I'm really more of an experience person, a people person. If I'm enjoying a craft brew, all of your customers and your following just have these great places that are great experiences. So we started out with the wine crackers because that's what we had and we enjoyed. And then, but we, didn't want to discriminate against our beer loving friends. And we launched a jalapeno chipotle cracker, which is my love. I love spicy things. I love savory, umami. I'm a salt more than sugar person. I mean, although if we're eating donuts together with your grandpa, I mean, I'm in, so I'll do that too. But we
Yes.
launched our jalapeno chipotle because we knew what we learned in a few months in the winery world that the craft brew world had equal or more concerns with food handling in their establishment. So what it came down to was if you have a full-blown kitchen with a gourmet chef and a beautiful pizza oven and all that, I mean, that's all delicious and great. Our snack kits might be a supplement to something like that if for some reason you have different hours, or maybe you have grab and go type things. Somebody's going to grab a 6 or 12 pack of their favorite craft brew, and if they have our snacks to take with them, they're like, oh my gosh, built-in easy charcuterie. So we cater to someone, though, that maybe doesn't have the overhead or the staff or the resources or the licensing to handle a gourmet kitchen like that. Our snacks are all shelf stable, and so they're a low management burden. So in any county, municipality, city, wherever you're regulated, if you can serve a bag of pretzels, meaning your staff doesn't have to open cheese and touch cheese, that requires a different type of food permit or bar permit or whatever the permits are. Our food will just sort of elevates the bag of pretzels experience. But our kits are low maintenance and low management burden, and they have a long shelf life. So that's really what the craft brew industry is interested in with us.
So I love what you just talked about there is the stability, the shelf stableness. So you can order up, a quantity of this and also a variety too, which I think, a brewery could really get a program, a food pairing, a snack pairing program with the diversity of your offerings. There's so many, there's appetizers, desserts, there's so many great things. But putting together a program, and I think the experience is something that consumers are seeking nowadays. And as breweries go out into the marketing world, you got to become top of mind, but you also have to, you're fighting for, nowadays people are maybe a little bit strapped for where they're spending their money. So they want to choose a great experience when they do spend that money. And it's such an ingenious, to me, go put together, here's our IPA with this, with this, Crackerology option. Go, put together a stout with, one of my favorite offerings that I've not tried yet is I love it, so I know I'm going to love it. But the s'mores, the sweet s'mores, like,
Yeah.
there's such a great opportunity to elevate that customer experience for such a very low investment. And to your point, I was looking the other day at a brewery's website, and they offered meat sticks. That was their only offering for snacks. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking Crackerology would be such a great opportunity for a brewery like this to bring in something that can just hit the palates of so many. And
Yeah.
it elevates that experience. You can craft that experience as a brewery to make it just really unique and drive somebody into your four walls to have that experience. Or to your point, you can take it home and you can enjoy it at home.
Well, and what we found was, a lot of these breweries offer people to bring in their own little, picnic, to use the word picnic, their own little charcuterie or snacks and stuff like that, which I think is great. Because there are people out there that love to do that. They love to go stand at the fancy cheese section and think about it and make choices. But what we found is a lot of people, they don't. Not only do they not know what to do, they don't love to do that. They want somebody to have done it for them. So that's what we did. We've taken the cheese and the sauces and the jams and the nuts and with our crackers, and we've paired it for you to make, we've thrown so much in the trash, Dan, that you don't have to, because we know this is delicious together. And it's somebody that comes with their own full-blown charcuterie. You know that friend. You know that friend. You have that friend. That's awesome. Okay. They don't need our pairing, but we found that a lot of people do and they want it. We've taken that elevated, nobody loves a bag of pretzels as much as me. Okay, I love a bag of pretzels, but sometimes you're there and it's a little bit special. Maybe you've got some little kids at home and you and your husband stole an hour and a half for a date. Our snacks come with the cheese and like the toppings, like I shared, and just kind of building it together and talking about it. It's more experiential. So that's really what we focused on.
Have you seen kids at breweries are a common thing nowadays? And
yeah.
I think, one thing that breweries kind of struggle with sometimes too is entertaining kids.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to say the confetti one stood out to me
Yeah.
as one that would be fun to offer, saying, hey, while you're here, parents, and having your beer or, whatever you're drinking, and you have your kids with you, let them take one of these kits, the confetti one. It's fun. Kids love confetti, cookies, and stuff like that. Let them enjoy the kind of the making of that. Can you talk about just kind of like how kids can get involved with this too?
It's funny you say that at the the breweries and wineries. We didn't expect those dessert kits and those, fun family kits, we call them, to be as popular as our savory flavors that pair with the beers. But honestly, they are. Um, and because parents, I mean, as a parent, you'll spend any amount of money for 10 more minutes a piece, if you will.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's fun. It's fun to bring them the joy and to do something, special. So like our confetti you brought up, it has this delicious raspberry jam, since we've been talking about donuts as we were before. Um, like, the inside of a jelly donut, it has a confetti cookie, a vanilla schmear, and the fun sprinkles. So it's engaging, it's creative, and the s'mores is also another one that kids and adults enjoy. But the kids like it. It's got little teeny tiny marshmallows, and it's fun.
I love it. So, right away, food pairings, if taproom staff, they can curate a food pairing with these beers to help sell this product alongside their products that they're making. You got the kids experience you can add into it. How have you seen ways that some of the it could even be winery tasting rooms or even tap rooms. Have you seen anything as far as how they're marketing it or how they could market it to kind of get that sell through, get the awareness of it out there, even whether it's in-house or even on social media? Have you got any tips or anything that you've seen out there?
Yeah, we've actually gotten feedback from our customers, and we've created some like tabletop point of sale items. Our kit concept, I'll show it to you right here for everybody to see. Our kit is kind of a new concept. It's not lost on us that, when we say everything is in the kit, people are like, everything's in the kit. I'm like, no, I just said that everything is in the kit, So we've had some fun with helping people understand what the kit is. Everybody knows what a box of wheat thins is, a bag of pretzels is, even then the cheese. Now, oh, these two things. But when everything is in the kit, there has been, a little bit of a learning. So we create some signage for the customers. We have found that if they open the kits up at the register or at the, up in the bar area or wherever they might have food displayed, when people just see it, that really helps as well. But on their menus, they'll have the pairings with it as well.
Awesome.
So we've worked with them, and we provide a lot of that information too for our customers. The thing that we enjoy is we're, as a business, I mean, we're all in this to help support our families, right? So we've been able to bring to market a product that is fair to the consumer. It's fair to the establishment. Breweries can, they've got a decent profit enough to handle it. When you're handling anything that comes into your business, you have to be able to support it and have the gross margin you need on it. And we have to provide the gross margin. So I think we've done that. That's taken us a couple of years to figure out. So I think it's a good win. And then I think them having the kits there, they're visually appealing. One of my business partners is an artist, and we appeal to the eye. And people are like, "What is that? Isn't that fun?" So
Yeah,
I think there's just a number of different ways to bring that awareness to the customer.
I love it. How do consumers react, or when you've introduced this product to some consumers, like how do they react when they see this kit? Like to your point, or like I've seen the charcuterie, from a small up to like a whole table size of
Yeah.
charcuterie, right? When they see this kit, and to your point, everything's in this kit. How are consumers reacting to this when you present it?
It's a great question that they're I say this not to think that they should be surprised, but they're more surprised because when you think about something in a box, does the does the box brownie, pre-wrapped, Hostess brownie. Okay, lover, not a hater of that. Versus the homemade ooey gooey, that your Aunt Carla makes brownie, and they think, oh, our kit is shelf stable. We've got our delicious little shelf stable schmear with it. They are pleasantly pleased at how delicious it is, for the price that they're paying and what they're getting. So like, that full-blown charcuterie board with aged Italian, bruschetta or the prosciutto and everything is delicious. But sometimes you need something that's a little more accessible, a little easier to manage. And we've gotten great feedback. Our savory shortbread is not something that people are used to in the market. And so there's this palate that hits your palate, and it's got that cookie, yet it's not sweet. And people are like, what is happening? So it's more delight than what I expected, because we're kind of a new to the industry. And so they don't know what to expect.
I love it. And they are delightful. I had the jalapeno one. That was one I had out there at the conference. It was delicious. So as one thing that as breweries are looking, they can get on your website, they can see the different offerings that you guys list. Like, what are some of the top sellers that breweries should look at? How many varieties maybe should they order up for their offering? What are some suggestions along that line?
So we have, so in our snackable kits, and this is enough to feed, 1 to 3 people, depending on how hungry you are or what kind of little snacks you're sharing. I can eat the whole thing myself, Dan, but that's, not necessary for people.
I didn't share my kit, by the way, so I'm with you.
No, we're pretty sure on that. Yeah. Our savory flavors do the best of the breweries, which is our jalapeno chipotle, our barbecue, our pizza palooza, which is super yummy. And what's our other savory? What's wrong with me? Pizza, jalapeno, barbecue. We have a gluten-free rosemary and sea salt, because there's a pretty good following on gluten-free out there. Totally. And but it's interesting, our wine crackers, actually, we have more breweries order those too, because a lot of them do offer some maybe mead or wine. Mm-hmm. And our red wine and rosemary, the rosemary, that savoriness of it, seems to have a good following as well. The number one for sure is the jalapeno chipotle. And we always say it's delicious heat. It's not kill you heat, so it's just got enough to just want one more beer, one more ice cold frosty mug, that's, kind of fun.
That's like that's a strategy that when you go to the ball games and you get the pretzel loaded with salt, they want you to keep drinking that next beer. So this is a great strategy you're providing. When they're getting that, they're looking for that next brew. How can people get a hold of more pricing and information, more from, I guess, a wholesale side of things for these breweries?
Yeah. If you go out to our website, which is crackerology.com, at the bottom, you can click on to, apply for a wholesale account, and we just need your, reseller certificate on there, and, we'll approve that right away. You can reach out to me directly. I'm sure you'll put my information, that it's the Chief Crackerologist. We have a low, minimum order is low. We know people want to test it sometimes, so if you're not sure, we'll send you samples. If you have a following, what I've learned, at the breweries, this is fun. I didn't really know how many regulars a lot of them have. And like this community of people, they come in on Sundays and they play cards. I'm like, man, those are my people. I've had a bunch of babies for a long time. My kids are now older teenagers, so I need to start going there on Sundays. But just tell us, say, hey, we'll send you a dozen kits if you're not sure. And you can try before you buy. If your customers aren't receptive to them, that's okay. No harm, no foul. But if they are, and you want to place another order, you can pay us for those and we'll send you more. Like we're in this as a new business, to help see if we don't want anybody to order 1,000 of our kits and have them sit in the back room because nobody wants them. I mean, that's just silly. So our minimum order is around 40 kits, which really is just a fun weekend.
Yeah, totally. And you put together a nice little program pairing with, I'd see 40 going in one weekend, like you said.
For sure,
Totally.
for sure. And especially when what we hear is when the food truck isn't able to show up because they had a situation, I mean, some of these food trucks are delicious and they have great stuff. But oftentimes some of it's a little bit heavier than what people want. Some people have certain food things where we've heard people have an aversion to food truck. I don't, Dan. I mean, I'll just walk up to one with you and let's go. But if you do, we have heard that people like having our kits along with that, just to have something as backup. If, we've even heard people recently, we had a customer tell us that a husband, wife, regulars of theirs, they bring their food in. Well, he didn't put the cooler in the car. I mean, it's like sitting in the kitchen. So, well, I guess just grab yourself a Crackerology kit.
You saved the day.
We're saving marriages is what's happening here.
I'm writing this down. What all this, success you guys have had. Anything else that you want to highlight about Crackerology before we jump off here? I'm tremendously thankful for your time. And again, I'm super excited about this brand and can't wait to see what it brings to customers at the end of the day, but what it also provides to help, breweries figure out this whole experiential wave of how consumers are going out and using their money.
Yeah. Well, we get asked 3 questions, and that is, how much do the kits cost? And our kits, depending on the flavor, they're, in the $5 to $6 range. Consumers pay, $10 to $15 for them. It depends on your market. And we get asked how long they last. So they have at least a 6-month shelf life because, we've curated the ingredients specifically to be that low management on your brewery staff if you don't have a lot of refrigeration, that kind of thing. And I think I already shared that we have a low minimum order. So depending on what flavor kits that you do, it's somewhere around between 30 and 50 kits. So, it's
amazing.
Just something we want to give all those craft breweries. We're good partners together.
Yeah, totally. The affordability piece, and I think is awesome. It is, I think I would pay, to your point, I would pay $10 to save my marriage if I forgot the cooler.
Well, it's going to cost you more than that, but for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, to people that are just looking for other options, I think whether you're just serving snacks, you have food trucks, you have a full service menu, I think that this offering is warranted in all of those outfits as just another way to elevate the customer experience. And you guys just make it so easy to make that happen. So thank you so much. And looking forward to seeing more Crackerology out there.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Dan. Really appreciate you thinking of us.
Cheers.
Cheers. Take care.